Stiamo per chiudere, io vorrei fare un'ultima domanda a Dwayne Johnson, perché mi incuriosisce molto il fatto che lui si è preso in giro con grande divertimento apparente in un film per esempio come Be Cool, e vorrei capire come ha fatto a convincere qualcuno che con il suo aspetto che intimorisce così tanto chiunque lo incontri può essere un uomo anche buffo e simpatico. Lo è anche nella vita?
No, I'm actually not nice at all. Very hard to deal with, very difficult. You know, it was important for me to do more than just action. I knew eventually I wanted to do drama and do comedies, and I've always felt, you know, it's always very special and unique when you can make people laugh and feel good. And I know that the other actors up here with me can attest to that, and I always find it very gratifying when you can make a great comedy. I knew eventually I wanted to get there, and it all comes down to material. I've been really fortunate to have some really funny material in the past, and developing funny material now for the future. And you know, again, it's very easy. To me, there's nothing like a great comedy.
Il problema ai miei occhi era come fare a convincere i produttori e i registi, perché sicuramente ci sarà stato un momento in cui qualcuno ha detto un ruolo comico a Dwayne Johnson, stiamo scherzando?
Basically, you're too beautiful to be a good actor, is what they're saying.
Yeah, it was very simple. I just think over time, through certain performances, you know, you develop material with producers and with directors and with studios, and over time your performances will just lend itself to that. So for me, I was fortunate early on in my career, as I was doing action movies, I hosted Saturday Night Live on 2 occasions, and it was out of hosting Saturday Night Live, as you guys know, it was a big television show, live television show back in the United States. That helped propel me to open a lot of doors comedy-wise. So any opportunity, again, I get a chance to work with great actors who are also have a great sensibility in terms of comedy, like Steve, and to, by the way, Alan Arkin. I jump at the opportunity, and especially having a director too who has a great comic sensibility and who has a tremendous track record of making great comedies, and Pete Segal. How's that?
C'è un'ultima domanda lì?
Sempre a Dwayne Johnson, vorrei chiedergli qual è stata la scena più difficile per lui da fare, in senso comico, con appunto Steve Carell e l'agente 99.
The most difficult scene for me, really, there's really no difficult scenes. I think, you know, again, there was a challenge because my character didn't come from the TV show, so I had really no point of reference. It was a challenge, but at the same time, it was fun. That creative process to create something from scratch, a character from scratch that we could have fun with. You know, all the scenes, for me personally, all the scenes where all of us were together, the 4 of us, myself, Carell, Anne Hathaway, and Alan Arkin. Every time we were all together, I had the most fun. It was hard keeping a straight face. There was always a lot of laughs, and everything was kept very light. Of course, when you work with these guys, it's that type of day where you're always having a hard time trying to keep a straight face.
How about the most painful?
Yeah.
The most painful? The most painful scene? I would have to say probably, you know, and I've had the opportunity to do some big action movies with big stunts in the past, and there's one particular scene where Miss Hathaway has to kick me from the back seat in the head with her shoes. Well, as we all know, she has a wonderful fashion sense, so she had these beautiful 4-inch heels, beautiful shoes. And she wound up kicking me, and in the rehearsals she was pulling it very closely, like right on. So I was like, okay, I feel very comfortable. It's action. And she has wonderfully long and strong legs too, by the way. And as the leg came across, she kicked me right in the face with that heel. And as soon as she kicked me, I looked up at Pete Segal and I was like, You got it, because that's it. We're only doing one.
Well, and meanwhile, Dwayne turns to me and he's like, babe, didn't even hurt, don't even worry about it.
No problem.
It's a little close to my eye, kind of looking forward to using my eye for the rest of my life.
I got another one.
Don't worry about it. And so I was totally ashamed because that's such a big no-no. And so I'm like, okay, Hathaway, gotta pull it together. Keep it, you gotta hit all your marks for the rest of the time. And the next day, I kicked him in the arm.
That's right.
And he got me back. By the day after that, I came in and he had a huge ice pack on his arm where I had kicked him, and a bruise that went up the entire length of his arm. And I was so upset by the thought that I was so unprofessional and I'd hurt him that I just burst into tears. And I'm sitting there getting my hair done, crying because I feel so bad. And Dwayne's makeup artist slides a note down to me, and I open it up, and I'm like, and it says, "Gotcha, Dwayne." So he had drawn the bruise on, and in an effort to make me feel terrible, and it worked. And I bought you a bottle of Southern Comfort to apologize for it.
She did. To her credit, she bought me a bottle of my favorite alcohol, which she was wonderful about.
Sorry, by the way.
Posso chiedere la stessa cosa anche a Steve Carell e appunto all'Agente 99 e anche a Peter Segal, qual è stata la scena più difficile da fare con lui?
I would say, we talked before about Anne wearing 4-inch heels, and she would also run in these 4-inch heels. The most difficult and probably embarrassing thing for me was sprinting as fast as I could and barely keeping up with Anne Hathaway wearing 4-inch heels. There's a scene in which we are running toward Disney Concert Hall as fast as we can go. And I was barely keeping up with this woman. So that was a humiliating and sort of, I don't know. That was probably the most difficult day for me. Anybody else?
Well, technically the most difficult scene probably was the skydiving sequence. About 2 minutes and 40 seconds worth of film took over 80 jumps from a plane, which I did not jump for one of them, but was still very hard to recreate. But I'd say the second most difficult scene was the dance sequence. Anne has had a lot of experience in dancing. Steve, not so much. So getting everyone and our other 2 actors in sync and telling a comedic story was kind of on the dance floor was a return to the old MGM musical days, and I was so nervous doing it that that was and so out of my league doing a dance sequence that was the most difficult, I think.
I am nowhere near the proficient dancer that he would make me out to be, but the dance sequence was difficult because, I mean, we're all sitting here. I don't think anybody wants their dancing recorded on film forever, so that was a little difficult. And also the dress that I wear in that scene weighs 35 pounds. So to have to do a dance, do everything the boys are doing in heels, basically wearing chainmail, that was difficult.
Allora, vi ringrazio, il film esce dopodomani in 300 copie, grazie per aver partecipato, grazie ai nostri ospiti.